Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Ty, and that was requested. That was a special request by Savannah Rivers Amore. Shout outs to you. She asked me to sing that, so I said sure. And you know what, Savannah? I hope you enjoyed that. You got good taste too, because that's one of my favorite songs. I like that song. Last night, we gotta bring it back. I saw you standing, and I started pretending I knew you. You knew me too. And just like a Roni, you were too shy. And you weren't the only, 'cause so was I. And I need you to subscribe right now. I know just what to say. Subscribe now. You know I gotta mess everything up. What's up, y'all? This is Ty. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I am here to review Season 2, Episode 13 of Tyler Perry's comedy drama, The Oval. But before I get it, tonight's episode is titled Every Weekend, I think. But before I get into that, you know I gotta give a shout out to my people. I believe I have 2 new subscribers, Esther Anderson and Joel Winfield. Thank you for subscribing. Shout outs to Patricia Long Cryer, Hope, Jay Goodwin, Tia Devine, Lamont Simpson, Celine Breeden, Bobby Ray, Wendell Morento, R.C. Kroger, Sean M., Ramona Heath, Randall Brown, June BLC, Penny, and my boy Atif. And Simply Be Yourself 100. And if I left anybody else off, my bad. I'll catch you the next time. But thank you all. Y'all helping this channel grow, and I'm having a blast doing this for you. I'm having a blast. All right, now let's get this out of the way. Let's get into this episode. Let's start off with Bobby and Lily. They are over there at Donald's house getting it on. And you see, I don't understand this because they're not too bright. You know you're doing this whole thing. First of all, wasn't Lily's whole mission was to go over there, kind of be undercover, get some information so they can take down Donald? Why, oh why, would you be screwing Bobby at your house where Donald is? And who called Donald and told Donald to come over there in the first place? Like, somebody told him to come home, so he went home. So anyway, as they're doing the do, Donald walks in, Bobby's locked and loaded. So I'm saying to myself, so you having sex and you had the gun in your hand the whole time? Like, he just was ready, like. And I'm like, I just thought that was stupid. And, you know, Donald was not phased at all. Donald was like, listen, you ain't gonna kill me. I ain't scared of you. You might as well put that gun away. You ain't gonna kill me. So but he says to Lily, so Lily, you knew this dude the whole time. You knew this dude the whole time when you shot him. And she said, yes. So he said, how long has this affair been going on? So she asked Donald, well, how long has your affair with Kyle been going on? And he said, about 8 years. And then she said, listen, next time you come, things are going to be a certain way. She's talking all this hot stuff, all this. She talking real jazzy. And I'm like, that is so stupid. That whole thing was just so stupid. But Donald leaves. But now Bobby is telling Lily, which I still don't understand how they're so in love so fast. You need to come with me. We might have been compromised. You need to leave. We need to leave now. We need to leave now. Something is wrong. And she's like, I'm not going. I'm going to stay here. Donald wouldn't hurt me. I'm like, didn't he choke you out? He tried to kill you once. What's wrong with you? So she says she's staying. I'm telling you, I'm not going. She's staying. And Bobby was a little annoyed with that, and rightfully so. But I think that whole thing, why would the two of you even why didn't y'all go back to the cabin to have sex or something? Why would you? I don't know. That just didn't make sense to me. Anyway, moving right along, let's move on to Sam and the First Lady. They was also getting it on. I mean, they was in that White House tearing it up. And now Sam has instant regrets. Fixing himself. Oh, we shouldn't have did this. The First Lady enjoyed herself. She's like, whew, you wanted it, you got it, And he's basically saying, ma'am, he started with that ma'am stuff. And she said, look, don't start with that. He said, I think you should take me off your detail. She said, no. He said, listen, also, I don't need you to be taunting my wife. I love my wife. This shouldn't have happened. Oh, now that you done got it off, now this shouldn't have happened. Come on, dude. He's like, we can't work together. So First Lady's like, listen, you know what? I'm going to take you off the detail. But then she did him like this. She did him like a cheap hoe. She said, you know what? You're going to be off my detail and get out of this room right now. So now he's like, what? You going to do that to me? She's like, out of the room right now. Don't even try to fix your shirt right hand, fix your pants. Do it out on the hallway. Because now she's like, you know what? I got what I needed from you. Get on out of here, you little whore. You know what? You're off the detail. Get out of here. So as Sam is leaving, who's at the door with some tea but Richard? And Richard's like, oh, he sees his shirt all undone, whatever. And they're like, what are you doing here? He said, well, ma'am, your son ordered tea for this room. And she says, but my son is not in this room. And who pops up out of... Jason just popped. This boy, Jason he knows all the rooms in this White House. He is everywhere. He pops out from behind the sink, behind the tub. He's everywhere. Why is this killer loose like this? I would have to leave this White House because you got this crazy little boy who doesn't strangle somebody, chop somebody's head off. He has access to every room. I don't feel safe. He's recording stuff. He's creepy. So she's like, oh my God. Now she sees that her son, not only does he watch his dad when his dad sleeps around, he watches his mother too. So he said, oh, it smells like sex in here. And he basically made his little threats about telling what was going to happen. And she said, I ain't scared of your father. And he said, well, I might tell Priscilla. So that whole thing was crazy. Then we have Richard and Sam having a conversation. And Richard is like, Sam, first you banged my wife, now you banging the First Lady. Sam is like, dude, what? He said, listen, I just needed something. I got weak, whatever. I was messing with the First Lady. But he said, but Nancy, I ain't never touched Nancy. I have no clue what you're talking about. I have not touched Nancy. You bugging on that. And so he said, so you didn't? I was hoping, I could get some closure on this. And Sam was like, no, bro, I didn't sleep with your wife. And I didn't see anybody messing with your wife. So I don't know. So you see, I think, who was it? Hope? Hope, you said, I think it was Hope, who said that they believe that Sam was Picky's daddy. But no, Hope, Sam is not Picky's daddy. You see, we found that out tonight in tonight's episode. Oh my goodness. So that scene was hilarious to me. Then we have our lovely president who can't pay attention in the meeting because he's over there looking at Ellie. And he's mad with her because he wants to know, what were you doing with my underwear? What were you planning on doing? So he cuts the meeting short so he could speak to Ellie. And Ellie's like, he asked Ellie, he says, Ellie, what were you doing with my underwear? What were you planning? And now she's so into him, and she says, she just had this, it's the way he makes her feel, and the two of them have magic together, and something old stupid that she said, and that's why she took his underwear. He didn't buy it, neither did I. I thought that was dumb. He was like, that sounds stupid. So, and she's like, you have all this power, blah, blah, blah. But he doesn't seem to be biting that. He doesn't believe that whole story. He's like, he doesn't trust her now because he's like, why would you take my underwear? What were you trying to blackmail me? What were you trying to do? That's just ridiculous. Also, we see poor Diane getting tortured. What was that Kyle had? Was that it wasn't a chainsaw. What was that? He had some type of tool down there. Was that a power saw or something? I shouldn't be laughing at this stuff. But he's down, he's like, he has her. First of all, I have a question. Was that in the White House too? Or did he take her somewhere? But he had her, and he's like, before I kill you, you're going to give me the information I need. And he's cutting her toes off, and we hear her scream. And we are to assume that she is dead. So after he handles that, he sends someone down to the police precinct to get the phone records. Because remember, poor Jean, there was these fake 911 calls. So he sends someone down. Kyle sends someone down to the precinct to get that information. So they go down to the precinct. He sends that guy down to the precinct. But when the guy goes down there and speaks to the detective is like, oh, he smells a rat. So he's like, oh, no. Somebody already came. Somebody by the name of Smith already came and got those 911 tapes. And then he immediately calls Sam and says, Sam, listen, something's going on because the White House, somebody from the White House came down here trying to get those 911 recordings. And I told him that somebody by the name of Smith got it. So you better get down here quick because whoever Smith is, if you have a Smith in your thing, on your team, they're going to be coming after them soon. So I thought that was a little interesting and crazy. But I thought that the detective gave Sam the 911 tapes in the last episode, and there was nothing on it. But I don't know. Maybe it's something else I missed. Y'all help me out in the comment section with that. What else happened after that? You know, I've been asking for this for what? Weeks now. And we finally got Picketts Funeral, and I am highly disappointed. Now, they started off right, though. They had, what was she singing? Was she singing Eyes on the Sparrow? They had Nancy singing something. I wanted Take Me to the King, but I think she was singing, or was she singing Precious Lord? I can't remember. Which one was she singing? Take my hand, precious Lord. Or was she singing Eyes on the Sparrow? She was singing some gospel tune. Anyway, I like that. But wasn't nobody else at Picketts' funeral? Where was the thugs at? Where was his thug friend? Where was his friend? I'm sitting there like nobody's there. Priscilla is the only one that showed up for Picketts' funeral. And she comforted Nancy. And I'm like, Priscilla, I done gave you all this money for this. And me and you the only two people here? What? You could have had him cremated for all of that. What? Ain't nobody show up to Picketts' funeral. I thought we was going to have Tamala Mann singing. I thought we was going to have this big gospel fallout and people crying. But he got a funeral. He did get a funeral. Priscilla also, after that, oh, you know what was crazy? Why wasn't Barry there? I thought that was stupid. Why wasn't Barry at the funeral? And Nancy's like, oh, nobody came. My sister didn't come. This one didn't come. Then we find out in the episode that Nancy didn't tell Barry about the funeral. Because then when they had their exchange, she tells, when Barry tells her he's on his way to go meet Ruth and the Ragadushis, he tells her, she tells him something. She mentioned something about Picketts' funeral. And my thing was, why the hell you didn't tell your son about the funeral? Like, what? He's like, I'm confused. Because I could have sworn in one of those episodes before, she told him to come with her because she had to go down. No, she said she had to prepare for the funeral. That's what it was. But like, why wouldn't you tell your son about the funeral for his cousin / brother? Come on, because he found out that his cousin is actually his brother. Why wouldn't you tell him about the funeral? I don't understand some of the things that these people do. It's just ridiculous to me. What else happened? After that, we had Crazy Jason talking to, what is his name? Is his name Will? Trying to convince him to kill the president because he's sleeping with your girlfriend, this, that, and the third. Homeboy threw him out. He didn't want to have nothing to do with that. But Jason is still up to stuff. Jason is crazy, but Jason is cunning. Because then Jason decides, I'm going to call Priscilla. Now, Priscilla, she's still playing detective. She goes over to the hospital and she finds out that that maid had died and all that. And now she's asking questions, who came in here, who didn't, and all of that, because she's suspicious. And, she looks up at the camera. Is there only one way to come into this hospital? And all of this other stuff. And so she is suspicious. And so when she goes home, she gets this call from Jason. And she's like, Jason, who? He's like, how many Jasons do you know? Now, Jason, you don't know how many Jasons she actually knows. So you sound crazy. But he is crazy. So then Jason proceeds to tell her, your husband slept with my mother. And like, she was a little startled at first. And then she was like, I ain't taking the bait with that. She said, where's Jean? Last time she was seen, she was in your room. And she kind of gets under his skin. But then he strikes back. He says, listen, I have it recorded. I can't send you the recording, but I can play you the audio of your husband getting it on with my mother. And he plays the audio and she freaks out. And she's crying and she's hysterical. So God only knows what she's going to do when she sees Sam. We don't know what she might go crazy with that. After that, what happened? We had an interesting conversation between Donald and Kyle, because Donald comes in and he tells him, listen, Diane is taken care of and, her body's going to be wherever it's going to be. So he's killed her. And he said, she told me some information. But Donald seems really down. And Donald is down because Lily is cheating on him. So I was like, oh, so he really does care about Lily. And this pisses Kyle off. And Kyle is like, what is wrong with you? You having feelings for this chick? And Donald tells Kyle how he caught Lily with Bobby. And he says, you know what? You're so stupid. You catching feelings? He said, first of all, they all working together to take us down. And you sitting over here catching feelings. Screw all of this. He's upset. He said, as hard as I tried to love you and this and that, he's in his feelings because he's like, you really sad over your wife? And I've been fighting for your love. I said, oh my goodness, that was a lot right there. And so I don't know what's going to happen because Kyle knows everything now. Kyle knows everything, but I still say Lily needs to leave Donald's house because that's going to be crazy because Kyle is on to everything. So I don't know. Now we get down to my favorite part of the episode. When Nancy and Richard have their conversation. Now, am I the only one that found that whole conversation, that whole scene funny? And I shouldn't have been laughing, but I was laughing, y'all. I don't know. I was laughing. So we have Nancy sitting there, and Richard comes in, and he's like, where's Barry? She said, Barry left, and, he ain't picking up his phone, whatever. And she said, we need to talk. He said, I want to talk to you. She said, listen, I'm ready to tell you who Picky's daddy is. She said, they sit down. She said, but you got to promise me that you're not going to lose it. You're not going to go crazy. And he's like, okay. Then she's going through this whole thing. She's like, I was alone and he would come over and cut the grass. He would pray with me, yada, yada, yada. Turns out she had slept with Richard's father. So Nancy, you slept with your father-in-law. And Picky's daddy is Picky's daddy is Barry's grandfather. Isn't that a hot mess? And so at first, Richard seemed to be like, oh my goodness, did he rape you? And she said, no, he didn't rape me. I just was so weak and stupid. See, you should have lied and said he raped you. But she said, no, he didn't rape me. I was so weak and stupid. See, now you done pissed Richard off. See, you would better go with the rape story because Richard has some sympathy for you. But when she said no, he gave her that look. I laughed, so I shouldn't have been laughing. Something's wrong, but I laughed. He gave her that look. He backed away from the couch. So you purposely slept with my father. You hoe you. That's basically what he was saying. But it was the way he did that. The way... But what made me laugh, and I shouldn't have been laughing, because this scene, I believe, was supposed to be dramatic, but I could not stop laughing when she said, Richard! I was cracking up. Something's wrong with me, y'all. I shouldn't have been laughing, but I thought that was hilarious. That scene, Richard was so disgusted. Richard said, wait, so he ain't rape you? So you slept with my father on purpose? That back away, the way he backed away on the couch, I thought that was hilarious. So now we get down to stupid Barry going down here to meet the Ragadooshis and Ruth with this box of money so that he could give her the money so he can get his daughter. And they had an annoying conversation. Where's the money? Where's my daughter? Where's the money? Where's my daughter? Show me the money. Show me my daughter. Back and forth. He said, look, I ain't got time for this. She said, your daughter's in there. Barry opened that van, that Scooby-Doo van. The Ragadooshis jumped out and beat him down. And they took Barry. So I guess they kidnapped Barry now. I don't know what is Ruth and Barry going to be a family with the Ragadooshis? Is she going to try to convert him into a Ragadooshi? I don't know. We'll have to see in next week's episode. Well, that's all I have for now. Tell me your thoughts. What did you think about this episode? Did you like that twist that Nancy slept with Richard's daddy? And that's who Picky's father is? Did y'all like that? What about this whole thing of now Kyle knows what's going on? That's this. Lily, you're in danger. Max, you're in danger. Yeah. Well, we're going to have to see next week what happens. So that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me how you felt about this episode. And I will see you all in the next video.